strong normative effect. One could say that Wikipedia influence the way that all of us view and see information in a lot of ways, because when we don't know anything, usually we tend to go to Wikipedia as one of those first places to actually check information. So what was discovered then was that there is a massive gender gap online, and Wikipedia is no different. Approximately, these are figures from 2022. I believe that they more or less are the same today, but 4 out of 5 of biographies on Wikipedia are about men. And coming back to, this is of course an issue for many reasons. And perhaps the most important one is that it has a strong normative effect. Of course, this is a moral and ethical issue that half of the population consists of women or non-binary people. So making information available about the other half of the sky, so to say, is an imperative thing to do. So the Swedish embassy, what we've done here in Kuala Lumpur, as with many embassies around the world, is that we strongly collaborate with the local Wikimedia chapter. And from our side, the collaboration started in 2021, and it's grown ever since. So I think one of the key factors to our success is also the consistency in terms of the members of the Wikimedia chapter here in Malaysia. We deal with the same people in and out through every year. We've gotten to know each other, and we have a trust base among each other. So ahead of International Women's Day, which is usually when we conduct Wikigap exercises, we come together, we conceptualize teams, and we think about various target groups and venues of where we can conduct an editathon. And on that note, from Wikipedia's side or Wikimedia's side, there's usually like a thematic approach among the Wikimedia community, and we try to reflect that as well. So for a couple of years ago, we had for instance, we had a focus on indigenous people. We can go ahead to next slide. So in terms of like the size of our events and how it's grown very organically, we started off in 2021 in a very simple shape and form. Of course, in 2021, almost everything was done digitally then, but we started off with a webinar with some non-governmental organizations, so-called NGOs, and then a couple of Malaysian universities. So that grew because the universities that participated, they thought that this was a very good idea. So for next year, we actually followed up with Wikigap in closer collaboration with the University of Malaya. That was one of the participants. And building upon that, in 2023, we reached out to and worked with UKM University here, and we also did a separate event in the state of Perak. So this year, what we did was that we managed to conduct 3 different or 3 Wikigaps simultaneously in 3 different cities. So we had one here in Kuala Lumpur, and we had one in Georgetown, up on Penang, and then we had one in Kota Kinabalu. And in Kuala Lumpur, the participants, they came from a wide range of various groups of non-governmental organization that focuses on women's rights. And up in Penang, you also had local women's rights groups. And in Kota Kinabalu, we had a special focus on students. And so one of the really, really great things, because I was here in Kuala Lumpur working on the event here with the NGOs on women's rights, was that Malaysia had recently undergone a so-called Universal Periodic Review in the United Nations Human Rights Council. This is something that every nation goes through. And usually embassies in the country that is going through the so-called Universal Periodic Review, they also file and send home reports on the human rights conditions. and collaborate closely with human rights groups. So leading up to the Wikigap that we did this year, we actually had a lot of strong connections with women rights groups and could facilitate their participation and work with them so that they really bought into the whole concept. The very, very good thing that they realized was how Wikipedia is really a tool for them, and how they quickly also came to see that a lot of their organization, actually most of their organizations, wasn't even present on Wikipedia. So not only were their issues perhaps not covered, but they themselves were not on this very, very big and large platform. So the success of Wikigap here, as it is with in a lot of other countries, is that it really leverages on the strengths of our respective organizations. So Wikimedia, of course, or Wikimedians, they come from all different walks of life and all different kinds of organizations. It's a voluntary organization after all. So there's a lot of multidisciplinary competence built into Wikimedia. And of course, the expert knowledge that Wikimedians have regarding Wikipedia as a platform, how to utilize that, how to be pedagogical and tell people how they best can use the platform, and going in as tutors. And then, of course, from the embassy side, what we're really good at, and which is our mission objective a lot of times, is to be a convening power. To have a very good and broad network that we can reach out to, and we have also there's a lot of trust in us as an actor. I think that goes for all embassies, but then perhaps in particular when it comes to women's issues, Sweden is very outspoken globally, and we have been at the forefront in enacting progressive regulations and legislations on behalf of women for well over 100 years now. So I think that working abroad, a lot of people recognize that Sweden has a special convening power in terms of women's rights. So we can go ahead. Next slide. And so the actual, we can go back one. There we go. So I'd say, I mean, of course, you know this probably from all the different kinds of editathons and all the different kinds of subjects that you go into. But one of the many positives that I see is that first and foremost, in the case of Wikigap and women's rights, it is awareness raising. And I guess that goes to any kind of subject that you can find. But it was very striking for these women organizations who really work tirelessly to advance women's rights and human rights issues, to see that information was lacking on Wikipedia, and also to see that the effect that can have, and that their organizations weren't present there. So once they realized that, of course, they wanted to do something. And that's the great thing about the second step, is that at an editathon, they all become editors. So you're providing every participant with a concrete tool immediately once they've recognized that there is a challenge or there's a problem at hand. You're actually giving them something in which they can address it, and a space in which they can do it. On the space issue, one can also say that a couple of these issues concerning human rights and women's rights, depending on where you are in the world, can be uncomfortable subjects. And so the editathons themselves also provide a very safe space for all of these actors to come together, meet one another, have an open-ended discussion on a common issue that they see. So there's a great merit in that as well. And lastly, for both of our organizations, it's also a win, because of course a lot of the participants, it's their first time that they go in and they actually are exposed to how to edit on Wikimedia. And I do hope that a couple of the participants at our editathons have become prolific editors afterwards, or perhaps even rolled into Wikimedia Foundation themselves and become members. So it's good for Wikimedia as an organization. And secondly, of course, it's a very concrete tool for us to spread the message on the importance of human rights, and where we stand on these issues that are, after all, enshrined in international law, and should be abided by and shared by nations and the members of the United Nations. So last slide. Yeah, and then, oh, going back, sorry. There. So Wikigap has not been the only thing that we have done together. Our collaboration has generated a lot of other very interesting ideas, but also concrete efforts and editathons that we've done. We did a really big editathon together with the European Union delegation here in Kuala Lumpur, where we rented space at a hotel here in the city, and we had, I think it was close to 15 universities and teams from 15 universities with 5 students each that did a 24-hour editathon on democracy issues. And at the end of those 24 hours, of course, we could provide, or Wikimedia could provide data and hand out awards to their efforts. But also, it was really a very important step in bringing new content on issues that are important to the development of democracy onto the local platform and also onto Wikipedia English. We have also done editathons together with a local university on sustainable consumption and production within the fashion industry, which is an issue that pertains to most of us in how we consume and how we can do better. But also their content was generated in various ways that did not exist before. And so last slide. So I guess, I mean, to sum it up, I think that personally from my side, and definitely from the Embassy of Kuala Lumpur, but also the Swedish Foreign Ministry as a whole, we've been running Wikigap and this close collaboration with Wikimedia now for close to 6 years, I believe. It's been widely reported in many, many different media outlets. A lot of the large recognized outlets that have a global output, they've written about it. So it's really a shared success story where, again, 2 organizations can find a win-win and leverage on each other's strength. And I'm really, really looking forward to collaborating with Wikimedia here in Malaysia going into 2025. And we have an open door policy to our friends. So whenever they come up with cool ideas, we are definitely there to support them. I'll stop there. Thank you, Sakti.
Thank you so much for joining us, Eric. We already have Eric dialing from Tbilisi, Georgia. Can you hear us, Eric?
I can hear you, Sakti. Can you hear me as well?
Yes, we can hear you. Maybe you can try to share your screen.
Thanks. Sorry. I think I'll just speak very briefly and do a quick introduction from my end without any slides, if that works on your end. But I'm really happy to be able to join in this conversation. As Sakti said, I'm currently in Tbilisi in Georgia, preparing for a few meetings with Wikimedia friends from Georgia, Ukraine, Poland, and well, of course, me from Wikimedia Sweden. I might have collaborated with a few of you in the audience already in different projects. But if you don't know me, I'm Eric Lud, and I work for Wikimedia Sweden, which is the Swedish chapter of the Wikimedia movement. And we initiated the Wikigap campaign together with the Swedish Ministry of Foreign Affairs in, I believe, 2017. So it's quite a few years ago at this point. And I mean, it really started as a grassroots campaign from the beginning. I think it was a few Wikimedians in New Delhi that got together and reached out to the Swedish embassy in New Delhi to ask for a collaboration. And the first event in India was very successful, and then the Swedish Ministry of Foreign Affairs heard this from Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, and thought that perhaps it could be an idea to scale this to a global level. So we organized the campaign together with the Swedish Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I think quite successfully for 5 years in a row. And it's been organized in I don't recall the exact number, but I think it's somewhere between 70 and 80 different countries in so many languages across the world, and the impact has been quite stunning. It's hard to measure the exact amount of articles that have been edited, created, or improved, but we know that we have surpassed 100,000 articles that have been created or edited on women in 70 to 80 languages on a global level. And I think that this is, it's a great impact in itself. But what really makes me happy with the Wikigap campaign is how it has kind of gotten people together. It has worked as a way of building community, building involvement and engagement in the Wikimedia movement across the world. So we know that there are several Wikimedia affiliates that exist because they started to engage in the Wikigap campaign. So it has been a way also, not only, it's not only about writing the articles, although that's immensely important in itself, but it's also a way of building community in the Wikimedia movement. And I think that's really important in itself, because we need to build stronger communities across the world, and we need to become better and better at collaborating to kind of tackle all the issues that we are facing as a movement, and when it comes to sharing information in a global world. So that's a few thoughts on the background and why I think that Wikigap is extremely important. And I hope that we will be able to find ways and forms of continuing the Wikigap campaign ahead, because I know it's also something that has meant a lot to many Wikimedia communities on a global level. Thank you, Sakti.
Thank you so much, Harry. Let's give a big round of applause. So, guys, due to time constraint, I'm going to open only one question. Feel free to raise your hand if that asks for Eric and Robert. Should we have any questions? You want? Yes, on the back. Maybe I will turn the camera, Robert and Eric, so that you can see the one who asks the question. Okay. So my question is, I read that the foreign ministry of Sweden is interested in expanding their Wikimedia programs. And in case we want to do something similar in our country, what's the best way to approach our Swedish embassy in our country? From which country you're coming from? I believe the Philippines. Maybe Robert can answer the question, and feel free, Eric, if you want to share your experience. And hand off the microphone to you first, Robert.
All right, thanks. So the question was how to best approach the embassy if they want to do something together with us. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So, well, I think Eric probably knows this a whole lot better than me, or Eric can say if I'm being truthful or if I'm being dishonest. But generally, I mean, Swedes and Swedish public institutions are really approachable. We don't have high thresholds in terms of meeting people as such. We're also extremely informal as a culture. So if you have an idea, the best approach is very straightforward, and that is to just go into the Swedish Embassy's website and get the email address, and then send in a request. We are actually, by law, we are mandated to answer public queries. So whenever somebody sends us a question, we have to respond to them. So that's the easiest way, and that's basically the most straightforward, and that's the way to do it. It's not more complicated than that.
No, I think Robert is correct in everything. Like what we typically have done is, when there is an interest from a Wikimedia community to organize something with the Swedish Embassy, then the Wikimedians have reached out to me and asked, what would be a good entry point at the Swedish Embassy. And I mean, most often it would be already available on the website of the embassy, who works at the embassy and who is responsible for what topics. So it's quite easy to just send a cold email to the relevant staff member. But for a lot of Wikimedians, I think that it has felt easier if I can do the introduction, or if I at least can scout and try to find the right email to the right person. So I think that that's really the easiest approach. Then I know that it's a bit more difficult because there are not Swedish embassies in all countries across the world. So it has been very easy, or quite easy, in the countries where there is a Swedish embassy. But if you happen to engage to live in a country where there is no Swedish embassy, then we have tried sometimes with Swedish embassies to identify if there are other embassies in this country where there could be an interest for the campaign as well, or if Sweden has a consulate in the country, or if there is another way to kind of work around the issue that there is no Swedish embassy. So maybe to summarize my answer, if there is a Swedish embassy, it's very easy to reach out to them, and you can do it yourself, or you can reach out to me and I'll try to connect you to the right person. If there is no Swedish embassy in your country, then it might require a bit more workaround. Thanks.
Amazing. I hope that clarifies your question, sir. Thank you so much. Let's give a big round of applause to our extended here. Thank you so much, Robert and Eric. We truly appreciate you coming to our conference. I know it's pretty early in the Tbilisi right now, Eric. Truly appreciate you for joining our call today. So with that, we would like to thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Robert.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
having us. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks for having us.
All right, folks. Now we can move to our next section. I would like to say hello to Miss Esther Dinasi Kombi from UNESCO Jakarta.
Hello, Masaki.
Hello.
Can you hear me all right? Is my voice clear enough?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. How are you doing?
I'm really good. Apologies, I'm not able to be physically present there.
Yes, but we really appreciate your joining us from Jakarta in the weekend. We're in the plenary room right now where people are joining our sessions today. So we would like to welcome you from Kota Kinabalu. Let's give a big round of applause.
Okay.
All right. Whenever you're ready, Marina, maybe you
Yeah.
can start by introducing yourself before sharing your presentations, and allow me to hand over the microphone to you.
Okay. How can I see my presentation slide?
Zoom.
Say it again. Say it again.
You can share it now.
Okay.
You already granted the access.
I I don't see my screen. Presentation slide, please.
Please wait for a moment. Okay, we are going to play it for maybe give us a couple of minutes. We're going to present it through the big screen here, and maybe we can start by the introduction first, Medina, while we're going.
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you to the Wikimedia Foundation for inviting me to deliver the session at the Wikimedia East Southeast Asia Pacific Conference today with the theme Collaboration Beyond the Horizon. My name is Esther Dinasti Hombing. I have worked for UNESCO Jakarta office for 9 years now as the assistant to the communications and information programs and activities. I'm also the focal point for promoting and safeguarding multilinguistic diversity in cyberspace. Second, access to information through the preservation of documentary heritage, or more well known as the Memory of the World program. And finally, I'm also the focal point for media and information literacy. Next slide, please.
We're still working on it.
Okay. Okay, that was my first slide actually, the introduction.
Okay.
Maybe I'll just wait till it pops up on the screen. Can I continue or?
You can continue.
Okay, this will be the second slide of my presentation. In this presentation, I will be briefly introducing what UNESCO is, and I will be specifically sharing about the exciting partnership between UNESCO and Wikimedia Indonesia, quite different from the previous speakers, Swedish Embassy. This training is for the upcoming. We will train administrators, contributors, cultural activist groups in combating disinformation and hate speech in the context of Indonesia's election in 2024. Is my screen playing now or?
Not yet.
Okay, maybe I'll just wait because there are images on that presentation slide. So easily for the audience to understand more by seeing the image. All right, can you go to the third slide, please?
So we're going to do some.
Briefly about UNESCO.
Yes.
Third slide, please.
Briefly about UNESCO this one.
Slide number 3, page 3.
We are in the page 3 right now. Can you see on your screen?
Not really. It's still first page, Masakti. Can you go to slide number 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Here it is. Okay, maybe you all know what UNESCO is. We are the United Nations for Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. So UNESCO contributes to peace and security by promoting international cooperation in education, natural science, social human science, culture, communication, and information. And UNESCO's programs also contribute to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals, the 2030 Agenda. Next slide, please. UNESCO Jakarta office. So our office is in Jakarta. It was established in 1951. Since last year, it changed its name to Multi-Sectoral Regional Office for Southeast Asia. But at the same time, we are also a representative office for 5 countries, which are Brunei, Darussalam, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Timor-Leste. Next slide, please. So here are the flags. Okay, I am in a communication and information unit, and our priority has 2 divisions. The first division is the fostering freedom of expression, media development, and media information literacy. UNESCO is also a secretariat of the International Program for Development of Communication. And under this division, there are first freedom of expression and safety of journalists, media development, and also assisting media in emergency, and finally, media and information literacy. And division 2, UNESCO is promoting knowledge societies, digital inclusion, and policies. And there are 3 main interventions under the second division, which I'm the focal point. The first one is universal access to information and digital inclusion. This includes promoting multilingualism in cyberspace, or more specifically, promoting indigenous languages online. And the second one, access to information by safeguarding and preserving documentary heritage, or maybe it's more familiar to be called the Memory of the World Program. And finally, digital policies and digital transformation. Next slide, please. Okay, this will be the main presentation topic where I will be sharing about the exciting opportunity where Wikimedia Indonesia will collaborate with UNESCO office in Jakarta. Together we will try to increase the capacities of Wikimedia Indonesia's content moderators, as well as local communities in combating disinformation and hate speech online. Now, the training will be conducted in Bahasa Indonesia, but later we will also provide seed funding to these trained administrators and contributors of Wikimedia Indonesia, so they can train Wikimedia communities in their regions on a similar topic, but in their own local indigenous languages. Now, this project is under the Social Media for Peace project funded by the European Union. In Social Media for Peace project, UNESCO office in Jakarta has been working with civil society organizations to promote peace-building narratives online and strengthen their resilience to online harmful content, especially in the context of the upcoming 2024 regional elections in Indonesia, or known as Pilkada. Next slide, please. Okay, why Indonesia? Why this topic? The reason why, particularly Indonesia, because since 2021, UNESCO has been implementing the social media for peace project. As I mentioned earlier, it was generously funded by the EU, which aims to strengthen the resilience of societies to disinformation and hate speech, to protect freedom of expression, and enhance the promotion of peace through digital technologies. And this project has been implemented in 4 pilot countries. The first one is Bosnia and Herzegovina, and that was not right. It's Kenya and Colombia. The second one is mistaken, sorry. And the fourth country is Indonesia. Why this particular theme? With this project, UNESCO also support the formation of Damai Coalition, which consists of 12 independent civil society organizations. And this Damai Coalition is expected to engage with social media platforms and the Indonesian government and the government in the other 3 countries to advise them on content moderation policies, best practices, risk assessment, and protocols, which are necessary for countering election-related disinformation and hate speech. And this year, Indonesia had the general election on the 14th of February, but later this year, there will be in November, to be particular, Pilkada or regional elections. And the 2024 election is considered as the most complex in Indonesian history because of pemilu serentak. And the internet, maybe you can press the button. Can you click? There's an image showing. Hello? Yeah. And it says there on the image, the internet is making hate speech more violent than ever before. There is widespread disinformation and hate speech in the digital space. Now, digital space is now becoming part of everyone's life, including indigenous people. But the spread of hoaxes and hate speech during elections needs to be seriously anticipated. Why? Because it affects the public opportunity to evaluate candidates, increases potential for conflict, and erodes public confidence in the election results. Maybe you can click the next image. Now, UNESCO considers working with Wikimedia Indonesia as we share the same beliefs in the free flow of ideas. But in the same time, we need partners, we need a multi-stakeholder approach to help combat the massive spread of disinformation and hate speech. Next slide, please. These are just the definitions. Maybe you don't know yet what's the distinction between disinformation, hate speech, and misinformation. I'm myself not an expert on this, but maybe you can understand from the definition I put there on the slide. So disinformation is a false information. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, just briefly saying that this information is a false information deliberately spread to cause harm, or in other words, intentional misinformation. And hate speech, currently there is no legal or commonly agreed international definition of hate speech, but based on the UN strategy and plan of action on hate speech, it's the term understood as written in the slide. Attacks or use pejorative discriminatory language with reference to a person or a group on the basis of religion, ethnicity, nationality, race, color, descent, etc. Next slide, please. Now, At the same time, UNESCO is also the lead agency for what we know as the International Decades for Indigenous Languages, or maybe you know IDEAL, which started in 2022 and it will end 2032. On 18 December 2019, UN General Conference launched IDEAL as a form of concern over the threat of extinction of indigenous languages across the world. And if you can see on the screen, because we are under the CI unit, there are 10 outputs in the Global Action Plan for IDEAL, but specifically our work in output number 3, which is to create conditions that support the creation of digital empowerment, freedom of expression, media development, access to information and language technology, as well as the artistic creation of relevant indigenous languages. Next slide, please. Okay, coming back to, can you go to, okay, that's okay. The project timeline, when is it going to be? So it's going to happen pretty soon, yeah. From the expected timeline will be 1st of June to 31st of October in 2024. And UNESCO Jakarta office and Wikimedia Indonesia are now in the final process of signing the contract, which we aim in the third week of May 2024. Next slide, please. Okay, what's next? Okay, the scenario is we are going to train Wikimedia Indonesia administrators. There are 20 of them as proposed by Wikimedia Indonesia. And with the guidance of the experts, these administrators will be trained in identifying, analyzing disinformation and hate speech. They will also be trained to identify issues related to content moderation online and apply international standards on freedom of expression and access to information. Then Wikimedia will conduct different training to 30 Wikimedia contributors from 14 Wikimedia communities in Indonesia. We also want 10 representatives from the cultural groups in Indonesia to participate in this training. Now, they may or may not be part of Wikimedia Indonesia because the open call for application will be published later, for public. And we are aiming to have this training to be implemented in 3 different regions in Indonesia, in Sumatra Island, Java Island, and eastern part of Indonesia. And as the output, there are 2. The first one is Wikimedia Indonesia, Friends of Wikimedia Indonesia will conduct a writing challenge to the trained Wikimedia Indonesia administrators and contributors. We are hoping to see 20 best selected articles related to combating disinformation and hate speech. And it will be posted on Wikimedia, channels, where Wikimedia Indonesia will have a dedicated web page to display these selected articles and gather testimonies from the participants. And then we will also, UNESCO also planning to provide seed funding for the selected 14 trainees. I'm not sure how much, but they are expected to train the Wikimedia communities or public in their own local indigenous languages. As for the local artists, they will be provided with the seed funding. If I'm not mistaken, up around to 1,000 USD for 5 selected representatives. Next slide, please. Now, I hope Mas Rahmat Wahidi is with me. the chair of Wikimedia Indonesia, I will give the floor to Mas Rahmat, who could explain more about the call for application. Over to you, Mas Rahmat.
Unfortunately, Mas Rahman is not with us right now, Latina, because
Mhm.
we have another meeting today. But maybe on behalf of Mas Rahman, we are going to Wikimedia Indonesia will share more information about it, and maybe if you'll be interested to know more, Mas Rahman will share more context about this project, and particularly for the Indonesian communities on how you can participate in this program.
Okay. Okay. Next slide, please, if I may continue.
You may
Okay.
please.
Yeah, this will be the end of my presentation. I'm sharing with you references that you can find in UNESCO Digital Library. It's very easy actually to access them because they are all available online. You just click UNESCO Digital Library, go to Google, maybe you need to sign up and then later on log in. And these are the two references that I use for this presentation: the guidelines for the governance of digital platforms and digital initiatives for indigenous languages, which I presented last week during the Wiki Nusantara 2024. Next slide, please. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, over to you, Mas Sakti.
Thank you so much, Latina, for sharing your information. This is a stepping stone of collaboration and also showcasing the example how international organizations, UN agencies can work hand to hand directly with activists. We are going to initiate this program soon, as I mentioned earlier. We will be having Rahman from Wikimedia Indonesia to explain for the technical side of the house. But from this presentation, we are able to work together with UN institutions. UNESCO Jakarta already worked before for several small events and decide to work in a project, the social media for this project, for the context of combating misinformation. And we're hoping that we can be also able to contribute to combating mis and disinformation as a trustworthy resource. Right, Lisa?
You summarized it very well. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's open Q&A. Anyone here would like to know more about the presentations or have any thought on this collaboration? Feel free to raise your hand. Yes, we have one over there. Let me share the camera so that you can see the audience. Excellent. Yes, please.
Oke, halo. Halo Mbak Esda, ketemu lagi. Halo Mas Sakti. So I have a question. Can I say it in Indonesian?
Yes, I can translate it.
Oke, thank you Mas Sakti. Jadi tadi kan ada training ya katanya ya. Nah, bentuk trainingnya itu seperti apa? Lalu
So she was asking during the presentation, it mentioned there will be a training. Can you explain what kind of training that will be done?
lalu untuk bekerja sama dengan 14 komunitas yang 14 orang yang sudah disebutkan, apakah 14 tersebut mewakili adanya 14 komunitas dari Wikimedia Indonesia atau bagaimana ya? Terima kasih.
Thank you so much. Are these 14 communities represent 14 regional communities from Wikimedia Indonesia? So yes, I think it's pretty clear, Badina. Do you want to share quick reaction? I have more. I also have the context, so I can participate in the discussion. But feel free to share your thought.
I can answer it quickly actually. but I think Wikimedia Indonesia also, maybe we can answer it right away, Mas Sakti, or?
Yes. Actually, the 14 communities represents all the regional communities in the Wikimedia Indonesia. So for your context, folks, imagine an umbrella. Wikimedia Indonesia is an umbrella for regional communities, and would love to, participate in these communities to do regional events. I'll also participate in the training process itself. So stay tuned for the Indonesian folks. This is maybe a stepping stone for another bigger collaborations in the international level from the affiliate in this year. Hope that clarifies. Thank
Yeah,
you.
maybe I can add a little bit information.
Yes.
So what I understand from the Wikimedia Indonesia colleagues and Masakti as well, there will be open call for applications. Which invited, I think all these 14 communities will be given quite equal amount of chance, yeah, to really represent their communities in this training.
All right. Next question. Anyone in the room? I'm going to count to three. 1, 2, 3. Then let's give a big round of applause to our three representatives from Jakarta.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Esther, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining our conference in Kota Kinabalu. We are so happy on this collaborations that we made in Indonesia. I hope it can be a stepping stone on the collaboration, not only with Indonesian communities, but other communities within the main days of UNESCO Jakarta.
Thank you, Mas Sakti. Bye
Thank
bye.
you so
Have a
much.
successful
Bye.
conference. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, folks. We still have so we can move forward to our next sessions. And I would like to invite our speakers today is coming far away from Germany and is with us right now. Finally, below technical hurdles, we have the speakers on the stage. Let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Alan Hammond. Okay. You have so but you can go on my user page on that one. Folks, let's give another 3 minutes before our presentation.
Here, you go to here.
Space on. Yes, we are. All right, I'll hand it over to you then. Yes, thank you everyone. Yeah, thank you for your attention and having me here today, this afternoon. I'm giving a talk on data partnerships, 2024 and beyond. Earlier on, before me, we have seen two interesting talks by both international partners, actually, right? And this project seems very inspiring. Then the big questions that we ask ourselves is that, okay, as a local chapter and affiliate, how do we as Wikimedians work with international organizations? This is not a skill set that by default Wikimedians come with, and so therefore this is the main topic of my presentations today. Next slide, please. Yes, so in about 1.5 to 2 years ago, Wikimedia Deutschland, which is where I'm from, Wikimedia Germany, we piloted a kind of a four stakeholder models concept from the data partnership team. So what happens is that we work with the Wikimedia local chapter affiliate together with the institution to come up with a concept, a project concept that will enable the affiliate and the institution to have to achieve the data partnership goals, right? For the free knowledge movement. And our role in Wikimedia Deutschland is the technical advisor and capacity building role. And together, the three stakeholders here will come up with the grant proposal to the Wikimedia Foundation, and thereby elevates the chances of having a more meaningful and concise project. So once the grant has been approved, the grant goes to the affiliate, and Wikimedia Deutschland will continue to support the project as technical advisor and capacity building support to the local community. However, I just want to make it clear that it's self-funded. Our services are not included or cost as part of the fund. So we're just doing this out of the goodwill, from Wikimedia Deutschland. And can you just click on that one, please? So there's some criteria that we do have. First is the project has to be linked open data project, meaning to say it's either Wikidata or Wiki-based project, standalone project, or Wikidata with other Wikimedia projects. For example, we can have Wikidata plus Wikipedia, Wikisource, or Wikimedia Commons project. So as long as there's Wikidata or Wikibase involved, we'll be very happy to provide the role of technical advisor as well as some training as well. Next slide, please. So the idea and inspiration that we have when we're going to think ahead is, what if together we can build a easier Wikidata community that is dedicated to link open data partnerships projects in this region? And this is why I'm here today, to actually test out or to get a response from the research community as a whole, to see, hey, is there an interest in this? If there is, then we can bring this proof of concept back and think about what we can do together for the next 3 to 5 years. And from now until probably end of next year, I'm in the process of writing or creating a book called the Data Partnerships Playbook, which is actually the definitive guide for Wikimedians on interacting with governments, organizations, and cultural and heritage institutions. This may sound like, okay, very big institutions and organizations, and they sound quite far-fetched, but there are certain skills that Wikimedians or just people in general need to have in order to have meaningful conversations, and also in order for the institutions to come back to you with a positive response. So there are certain skills that the individual will need and may need when you want to communicate with government officials, for example, right? Because not everyone communicates the same way. Yeah, so to a certain extent, I'm just scheduling this playbook to be published in 2025 and to share it with the whole Wikimedia global movement as a whole. Next slide, please. So then the question is, who is Alan Ang, right? Why am I doing this? How am I qualified to do this? And do you think it makes sense for me to be doing this? So as most of you here know me, or some of you do not know me, I'm a Singaporean. I'm working with Deutschland. I work on Link Open Data project, specifically for Wikidata and also Wikipedia as well. And my core role is actually data partnerships, and we also do a lot of capacity building. So I have my user ID here. Feel free to go to the meta page, my user page, and then you can see more information about some of the work that we do and I do as well. However, this is the Wikimedia side of me, right? It doesn't make me someone who is, having the skill sets to come up with a thing like this and to work together with all the Wikimedians to gather experiences on how to communicate with government officials. Next slide, please. So there's the other side of me before I joined Wikimedia that not many people know, and I wish to share this with everyone so they have a better understanding of where my experiences come from, right? Well, the first is I come with a unique skill set. I have 20 years of experience working with politicians, government officials, and business leaders all over the world. Yeah, as you can see from this picture here, in 2019, I was the advisor to the Prime Minister of the Kyrgyz Republic, also known as Kyrgyzstan in Central Asia. So this photo was taken when we were organizing the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Dialogue. In Chinese, it's known as Shanghai Fenghui. Yeah. Apart from that, I also work on strategic business development in B2B, which is business to business, and B2G, business to government sectors. So I believe I work in China, Malaysia, Vietnam, as well as several other international countries for the past 24 years of my life so far. Next slide. At the same time, yeah. So at the same time, not only working with government officials and politicians, I also came from the industry. As of now, I'm still an angel investor myself of minimum 100,000 euro in EU startups on digital and sustainable tourism projects. So I have a very fair and good understanding of how commercial entities work. I have a good understanding of how to look at financial statements, the budget. And these skills are important, and it's not just important because when you speak to a big tech company like Google, for example, right? Or some of the other tech partnerships that you want to collaborate and start with, you have to really understand how they work, how they think, how they behave. Otherwise, you will not be able to make the right pitch and communicate in the right manner. I'm also a Blue Ocean strategy practitioner. Blue Ocean strategy is one of the business strategy in the world where selected group of people think in the Blue Ocean way. I put a link there the page for what Blue Ocean strategy is. I was also in the chartered marketing as well. So I have MBA, MSc, International Business, and MSc International Business. So that's the background of what I have, so that you have a better understanding. Hey, it requires a certain skill set, not only working with government officials, private institutions, but also in large tech companies as well, and how to establish communication with them successfully and meaningfully as well. Next slide, please. So having this skill set doesn't make me someone who is regional, right? Why this young? That's because I'm a Singaporean, right? And I'm a graduate of the National University of Singapore many years ago. And not only an NUS graduate, but my focus has been on Southeast Asian studies. So my interest for the longest time ever has always been this region. And also, I'm also the graduate and alumni of the University Scholars Program at NUS when we first started. And I've also done internship with the ISIS, Southeast Asian Studies Institute. Anyone heard of it? It's a think tank that do research on Southeast Asian studies. And I believe in mentorship and also being a mentor to people as well. So my previous mentor was Mr. Barry Wayne, who is the author of Malaysian Maverick. For those Malaysians here, you may have read the book. You know, I think for Asian scholars, you also need to read the book from Malaysia. So Barry Bain is an Australian, and he was working in the Asian Wall Street Journal. So as well, another mentor that I want to express gratitude towards is Dr. Robert Paul, who is the CEO of Global Ocean Global Network. He was also the top member of Sampona Foundation, as well as several other big tech companies in the region as well. So mentorship is very important. I was very privileged and very lucky to have good mentors throughout my life, the early stages of my life. And therefore, I feel that, hey, maybe there's a role I can play here, right? To help and to also contribute to Wikipedians in this region to develop certain skill sets so that we can confidently reach out to and contact and to get positive response from global institutions as well as government organizations as well. Next slide, please. So I'm a very community focused person. So if you are living in Germany, you're a Singaporean, come reach out to me. I'm the community leader for Singaporeans in Germany. So I'm responsible for interacting with all the Singaporeans living in Germany, as well as the issues that come to me and organize events that we come together, feel good about it. And also, I'm still a mentor for NUS students at the NUS mentorship program until today. I believe in giving back to the community. And this is one of the main reasons why this idea came to me, to say, hey, I want to give back to the ESET community because I'm now a Wikipedia, right? So, and there are roles that I can play, the skills that I have, and that we want to see if we can do this together and to learn from each other. And the next slide. So this is my last slide. I humbly submit to you some of what I've done before, in the hope that if you feel that the concerted effort to develop this Wikidata community sounds good to you, please let me know. Please reach out to me, right? If you feel that developing an ESET level Wikimedian who has the right skill set to work on data partnerships activities for ESET Hub as a whole, right? Please let me know as well. So then, after this session, after this conference, I'll be very happy to gather some responses and feedback from everyone here, from the region as well, to say, okay, then I can start making plans to see how we can make this vision into a reality in the coming months or years. Next slide. And that's a thank you slide. So thank you for your attention.
All right, thank you so much, Alan. We still have time for Q&A if you don't mind. So, folks, this is a really interesting opportunity to explore further collaboration and maybe mentorship as well. Yeah, because right now ECF is growing. We've seen a great growth of the community members. So, should you have interest in leverage this opportunity, please do let Alan know. I see one hand right there.
I just have a question because I'm definitely interested in working with institutions with regards to data.
Thank you. Also, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sorry. I'm Claude Alejandro. I'm from the Philippines. And my main question was, have you ever had an experience where it was hard to work with an institution or an organization? And have you ever been able to work through that or somehow be able to resolve that issue either through collaboration, discussion, or something similar to that?
Thank you for the question. When you talk about institution, I gather you mean to say like a grant institution, which is publicly funded, or you mean like a private company, which is
anything in general, because something that I did note with some non-governmental institutions is that they usually don't have the resources to help out in building partnerships. So this thing that I did hear from the people who work at the Wikipedia library said we can get some specific archives for some smaller languages because the organizations that are working with them do not have the resources to build those partnerships.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you very much. Obviously, there are a lot of challenges and issues when communicating with different institutions as well as collaborating with institutions. However, in order for you to reach that level to understand that there's going to be a problem, the challenge of most people from my observation is that, okay, I'm very scared to write this email to this department head of a ministry, for example. Like, who do I write to in the National Library of XXX so and so, right? Who's the right person for me to communicate? If I write this email out, would I get a response from them, right? So these are the individual soft skills that probably you must first address, then to level up. How to probably write an official email that will come back with a very positive response so that you can start having a conversation. And also, even if you have a conversation, then you have to arrange for a first meeting, right? And your government official will say, okay, come to my office with whatever documents you have, whatever presentation slides you have, and come in. I want to hear what you're going to say. So how do you dress? How do you initiate a conversation? How do you lead a conversation? How do you know what the department resource constraints are, challenges that they have, and how do you find already prepared, ideas and work around that? Also, other use cases that you can prepare. Because you have the one meeting. That one meeting probably is 60 minutes maximum, but the government official will walk out after 30 minutes. Yeah. You have the one meeting, the one chance for you to decide whether the project will go on to the next step or it just ends there. This is my experience from helping to government organizations feel that they are more superior than anybody else in a particular country. Right? Of course, not every organization is like that, not every institution is like that. But I can imagine that the challenges in Southeast Asia and East Asia are going to be there. So these are the skill sets that you require to say, okay, how do you move the conversation to the next step after the first meeting? And then when you get to meet the project manager, then that's when you have a nice discussion about, okay, what are the resource constraints? How can we, as the Wikimedians, work around to help resolve resource constraints? From our perspective, usually resource constraint, I would like to take positively and optimistically, is never a constraint, right? The biggest constraint is whether the data that you have is copyrighted, licensed, or not. So if they have the data that is actually copyright free and is public domain, then that's the biggest hurdle that's on. Everything else is, okay, how do we move forward to the next step and bring this data, information, knowledge to the projects so that everyone will know. And to a certain extent, that is the easiest step because we have the whole Wikimedia easier part behind you. You have the Deutschland there to support you. You have the foundation, expertise, of the collective intelligence and experiences to come behind and say, this is how we can do it together. Yeah. So this is from my experience. Of course, you may have very unique challenges that we cannot foresee, but for every challenges and roadblock that we see is a learning lesson for us, so that this same roadblock will not happen in the next time in another situation. So I hope I answered your question. Thank you.
Wonderful. A big round of applause. We still have 1 minute. Let's open another opportunity for the participants to ask Alan. Anyone? Yes.
This question that I'm like, it just pop up into my mind. Like, if anyone is interested in, being part of this Wikidata community, like, if they're not familiar with, let's say, data analytics or something, how much training will they receive, or is it going to be like a mentorship provided for them, or are they like gonna need to like study on their own for this kind of matter? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes,
So
I know. This is something that we have heard many, many times. You know, Wikidata, the data work at the end always sounds very wow, it's data, right? So that means I need to have some form of technical skills and knowledge to navigate this project. But you'll be surprised, Wikidata is the most edited Wikimedia projects, more than Wikipedia as of today, right now. And every month there's 35,000 active editors on Wikidata. And many of the editors of Wikidata, they have no technical background and knowledge. It's very accessible to everyone, for everyone to come on board Wikidata. If you want to communicate the project with the institution itself, yes, it requires certain ideas and work around of how to establish that kind of institution-to-institution collaboration. But don't worry, that's where we come in, right? As you can see just now, we want to play the role of advisors, technical advisors, so that we can help you to, see how projects can be connected together between different institutions. So for general editors and volunteers, do not require any technical knowledge. Unless you want to do Sparkle query, then of course then you require some training. Other than that, it's very straightforward. There are plenty of introduction to Wikidata, videos, materials, guides online. In fact, recently we launched the massive online course for Wikidata book course in English. You can find that on my user page. There's plenty of information. There's even a how to Wikidata link. You can click, it brings you to the sub-page of mine, which I consolidate and curated some of the interesting, how to Wikidata process steps and learning materials. So do not be shy, do not be afraid of it, just try.
Thank you so much for being here. Let's give a big round of applause.
Thank you very much for your attention.
All right. Oh, this marks the end of our sessions today. I would like to thank you. And we already have some refreshments outside. Feel free to get some coffee, tea, and we'll see you again in 30 minutes. And that's the end of my role as a host as well today. Thank you so much for joining this. Thank you. Bye. Correction, 15 minutes, not 15 minutes. We only have 15 minutes time. Terima kasih ya semuanya ya. Sukses.
thank you.
Walaupun ada sedikit kendala teknis pada apa. Terima kasih banyak ya.
Mas Sakti pandai jadi host.
Apa?
Pandai Mas Sakti jadi host.
Mas Sakti jadi semua host
their respective schools. So without further ado, that's a bit early. We will be presenting, let me present the first performance, which is the singing of the song Sabah Inoku. I think I've lost the wireless microphone, but that's okay. With that out of the way, we are quite late in our schedule right now, so I will, without further ado, if Faisal is ready, I will pass the floor over to Faisal for the next session.
Presentation to my already saying. Saya akan Zoom. Okay. Bisa share screen? Shared this Commons presentation already with you. Do you have the link? You can so yes,
You sent to persidangan, right?
Excuse me.
You sent to persidangan?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this session. So today we are going to have exciting lightning talks. We have 5 lightning talks today. So my name is Muhammad Faisal Ansari, and I will be your host for the next 70 minutes. And then a quick reminder that Wikimedia Movement and Wikimedia Movement Universal Code of Conduct and Friendly Space Policy is in effect in the session, and we are dedicated to providing a harassment-free space and experience for everyone. So before we dive in, you are also kindly requested to please silence your cell phones and keep minds from any disruptive behavior during the presentation. So if you have any questions during the sessions, we encourage you to jot them down and set them from Q&A session in the last of our session. So please note that Q&A session will take place after all the presentation have concluded. So without further ado, let's kick things off with our first presentation. Our first presenter is Rafa Regina from Indonesia, who will be discussing about optimizing the role of social media as a learning and collaborative platform. So, Gina, welcome.
Yeah. One. Yeah.
I'm gonna. Thanks.
This is going to do for a session.
Okay, hello everyone. So today I will present my presentation about optimizing the role of social media as a learning and collaboration platform. So I say, when I give you pantun, maybe I don't know the exact English of pantun. So when I say komandan beli bakwan, you can say cakep. Okay. Komandan beli bakwan. Yang buat orang Melayu. Hello everyone, nice to meet you. So the first I want to explain to you what is social media. It's not according to me, but according to Oxford Dictionary, social media is website and application that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social media networking. You may read all of this, but you can focus on the book one. Applications, share content, technologies, and sharing of ideas and information. So the next one is social media and learning collaboration. Social media and learning collaboration refers to the use of social networking platforms and also facilitate educational activities, foster collaboration among learners, and encourage knowledge sharing. It's not according to me. So let's connect with Wikisource Indonesia so you can follow us. So what is our goals? Our goals is connect with content, sharing information, promoting projects and activities. What social media as in our community? Yes, the face of community.
as digital representation of the community, showcasing its diversity, values, and activity, while facilitating communication, connecting, and collaboration. Social media has a history and evaluation as both of a record and lens through which to evaluate history, providing valuable insight about what we have done before. Social media as our inspiration, as a powerful tool for inspiration, connecting people, ideas, and research across diverse interests and communities. By sharing stories, knowledge, and experience, social media inspire individuals to dream, grow, and make a positive impact in your lives and work around them. So, what is Komunitas Wikisource Indonesia? Wikisource Indonesia is part of Wikimedia Indonesia. Our social media has active since on 5 August on 2021. We have 159 posts, 789 followers, and start from 3 volunteers, and now we have 25 active members on Wikisource Indonesia. So what we share? Yes. In here, we share about tutorials, our event, quiz how we can engage our volunteers, and what we do to engage them. What has been conducted in our community, and this is our competition to get new contributors. This is our social media to engage our user, and finally, in the end of the day, we can get new contributor. Okay. So this is the benefit that I talked before: accessibility, allowing learners to access the information. So via social media, every user or every new contributor can access the tutorial. Engagement, encouraging learners through our content to learn them to join us. And social media is an effective way to share information and get new contributors. So this is our point. For social media community, it is important for equality, volunteers, and introducing who we are and our goals. So thank you. I give it back to Narendra.
Well, thank you, Ina, for very interesting presentation about optimizing the role of social media as a learning and collaboration platform. So we're going to the next presenters, which is Barat Meze and Maxi Katana. Is Barat Meze and Maxi Katana here? So they are going to present about Wiki Duno and EduWiki initiative in the Philippines. So welcome to the stage.
Hello. So good day, everyone. Wherever you come from, can you see me? Stay here. Once again, good day everyone. Wherever you come from, it is nice meeting you all today. It's an honor for me to be here today and share with you our project in the Philippines. And by the way, my name is Angelica from Wiki Advocates Philippines User Group, and I will be talking about Wikiduno, an EduWiki initiative in the Philippines, one of the projects that we are working on. Next slide. Sorry. Okay, so second slide. So let us define what is dunong first. Dunong is a Filipino word, means intelligence, wisdom, or knowledge. Here is our program objectives. It is divided into two, which is learner-centered and resource-centered. Let us dig deeper what is interesting about this project. First, combating misinformation. Wikidunong teaches users, especially students, how to be discerning learners by using Wikipedia effectively. Next is empowering learners. Wikidunong goes beyond just using Wikipedia. It teaches valuable media information literacy skills that are crucial in today's digital age. Students learn to assess information and identify reliable sources and contribute knowledge through editing. The third one is open educational resources. This project promotes the use of OERs, which are free and openly available educational materials. This makes learning more accessible and affordable for everyone. The fourth one is collaboration and volunteerism. Wikidunong fosters spirit of collaboration by encouraging participation in wiki projects like Wikipedia, and also it allows students to contribute to a vast pool of knowledge and become part of global learning community. The last one is building capacity. The Wiki Open High program aims to develop young people's editing skills, making them valuable contributor to online knowledge platforms. Empowering learners. Wikidunong fights misinformation. So as we all know, I don't know if only in the Philippines, but most commonly Wikipedia stereotyped as a unreliable sources because it can be edited by anyone. That is the POV of mostly students. So this project help teachers, not only the students, but also the teachers, by giving them easy access to accurate information and educational materials, by providing them offline links to schools and community center, so that even without internet, people can still learn from reliable sources. This helps fight against false information. In the Philippines, I would like to share this. There are some places like school who don't have internet access. Like some secluded area in the Philippines, they don't have access in the internet, so they don't know how to access information properly. Last December 2023, our team conducted our first session of this project. We went to Kamaligan National High School and invited senior high school students to participate in our one-day session together with the support of our dearest volunteers and the teachers and in the said school. Our pilot implementation became successful with that. And during the implementation of this project, we encountered different struggles like the transportation and also the accommodation since that school is a little bit far from our office. But still, at the end of the day, it became successful with the help of volunteers and the teachers, also the students. So the impact. So as you can see, we are able to gather 33 participants. The blue one represents the female participant and the red one is the male. So at the end of our session, we conducted an evaluation for us to see if the session that we conducted is made an impact or what we need to improve for the next session. So at the end of our session, as you see in the at the end of our session, these are the initial wiki projects that have impacted during our pilot implementation of Wikiduno, wherein we are able to teach about what is Wikipedia and address some misconception about it. And the next one is they are able to contribute to the Wikimedia Commons through uploading their own photos and add structured data using the ESET tool. Okay, so all in all, we are able to gather 33 participants and then created 32 accounts, uploaded 103 images, and added 905 structured data. And apart from that, we are also able to convince or get the interest of other students to continue contributing to Wikipedia and some other wiki projects. And also, we are able to clear the 3 misconceptions of the students about Wikipedia. We found out that there are significant changes in their perceptions about how valuable source of information Wikipedia is in general. And they also find out that it is helpful and reliable since it can be just edited by anyone and it can be just plagiarized because there are so many administrators who's making sure that it is not being vandalized. And also they also find out that it is a good tool for independent learning. So what is our next step? Our future plan. So it is very important. Broaden partnerships and extend networks. The project wouldn't have been successful without the help of our amazing partners and volunteers, of course. Now the user group wants to do even more. We are planning to connect with our groups that care about young people, free education, and making information accessible to everyone. This way, we can help more communities, empower more young people just like me, and promote education everywhere, not just in school. And we want to make sure that education can be free for all. Next is invest in the capacity building of volunteers. This project showed us that we need the help of volunteers to learn more and become a better leaders. In this way, some volunteers could even become trainers themselves. But some volunteers need a little help feeling confident enough to speak for the group, just like me. This is my first time, and this is also my first time meeting all of the Wikipedians and talking in front, and I'm so nervous right now. So yeah, so I think we need a little help for us to be confident enough to represent our group next time. And next is the partnership with school and youth organizations. So the pilot implementation of the project was success, of course, and we are excited to offer this Wikipedia training sessions to other interested school, and will hold sessions at any school that are interested. One of our participants shared his experience. He says that I am grateful that I have had a chance to clear my prejudice against Wikipedia. Furthermore, I am thrilled to finally use Wikipedia and its other affiliated projects for my future researches. So in this way, we're not only teaching students on how to have a reliable sources, but also addressing their biases about Wikipedia. We are helping them also to build their trust and willingness to utilize Wikipedia as a reliable sources, as a reliable research tool, and also to become a contributor. So I would like to end my talk with this quote of mine. So I would like to end my talk with this quote: empowering minds through knowledge, sharing, and wiki edit at a time. Again, thank you so much. If you want to know more about our project, anyway, if you want to know more about our project, you may visit our webpage, wikiadvocatesph.org. And that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for mixing presenting about Wiki and Wiki initiative in Philippines. So we have three presenters left. Maybe- Just waiting for yeah. Yes. Our next presenter will be Suyash and Irvin, discussing about beyond borders and beyond image, the impact of the commons to the user groups activity and partnerships on global knowledge sharing.
So, please welcome to the stage, Sri Asmin.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I am Ruben, and I am wearing a different hat. This time I am presenting as part of the Commons Photographers Use. So, yeah, the title of this presentation, Beyond Borders, Beyond Images. So, the impact of the Commons Photography user group activities, partnerships, and on global knowledge sharing. So, Commons Photographers User Group was formed back in 2017, but it's only this time that we are conducting different activities in different regions. So, Commons Photographers, this is an international cooperation of photography enthusiasts, not just in ECF, but also outside. We have members from different regions. So our objectives, we are devoted to transcribing the world visually and having others benefit from our work through Wikipedia and in other places. So it is one of the largest thematic user group. In fact, it is the largest. We have 208 members as this day. So we give photographers in the Wikimedia universe a voice that will naturally represent the members of our user group. Okay, next slide, please. So we are committed to increasing the amount of quantity and quality pre-licensed media on the internet. So that is our main objective. So let us see. It's not working. So can you help us? So let's meet the current portal. Yes, let's meet the board members. So here is Suya. He's our chair. Our vice chair is Alora. He's based in Austria. So yes, is from India, and I am the current secretary from the Philippines. We are now on our second term. Okay, so the next one, next slide. We also have Shreya and Alexi. Alexi is from Romania. Shreya is from India, and Ayukami is from Nigeria. See, we are a diverse board. So we also have Kingsley from he's our communications officer, and he is our advisor from the previous board. So we had our first board election in 2021, and the next board election was like last year. So, okay, let me pass the microphone to Suya.
What? Mari. I'm going to present next slide, right? I was thinking, okay, okay. Do you have mobile phones? Please check it out. Yeah, I believe you have a function of flashlight. Can you switch on the flashlight, please? Everyone, backstage, thank you. So that I can know that you are with me and my presentation is not going to be like a sleeping pill. So I encourage my photographer friend to take the photographs of this bright light also. Thank you. And that my camera also catch. Flash to flash. Okay, so whatever you have given to me, I've given you that. Okay. So like my friend Irwin said that we are a thematic global user group. So we are conducting a couple of good activities over here. I think
all of us are using or utilizing or contributing to Commons, but I think a very few of you maybe heard about the Commons Photographers User Group. So like Erwin said, that we recognized as a user group in back in 2017, and now we are conducting couple of, like after forming our board, we are conducting couple of activities, events. Like one of our most popular event is your most memorable shot. So in each year, in the month of January and February, we call our participants and our contributors to share their most memorable shot with us. So it's not like a competition, but at least people have some connection with the photographs, so they admire that photographs. And we are also into the photo walks. Like literally, we take up all the photographs, photo walks in Wikimania. Last year during Singapore, we did this photo walk, and people liked it very much. And this time we are also doing after this session, like the next section, the cultural session is going to be start on 6. So we will be moving from here right after this session. There is a monument nearby. We will go by walk to that monument and take the photographs. So another is virtual media. Like since this is a global user group, so we frequently, like bi-monthly or sometime, it depends on the availability of other participants as well. So we do the virtual meetup. So there we share our ideas and what current things are going on. So these are 3 main events we do. Then we realized that, okay, Commons is not your secondary hard drive. Like, people are using Commons as a secondary storage. So we want to literate or to train the photographers how to enhance their photography skills. Like sometimes you may be aware that every time the light is not favorable to you, but if you want to improve your photographs, so we do provide the training about the post-processing of photographs. We are also it is really very easy to start with the Wikimedia movement. Like everyone is not comfortable in creating new articles. We invite them to just start uploading photographs first, then know about how Wiki works. So yeah, we also encourage people, newbies especially, to onboard. And there are so many tools which even I am not aware about all the beautiful tools which are available on the Commons. So we try to teach about that tools also. And for the spatial photography skills, like we conducted one very useful workshop on underwater photography. Like many of us go to very sports events and cultural events. So we also provide them workshop about how to take good pictures for photography events and what type of equipment you can select and the technical stuff. And we are very much focused about the partnership and collaboration with the different communities, since we are a global one. So we are also focused this partnership, and recently we did partnership with Wiki Loves Africa, Wiki Loves Folklore, and there is a Wiki Club in SFEI in India. We partner them, and they have some wonderful students which helping us to provide trainings to our other members as well. We have also partnership with the Mathli Wikimedians user group, which is based in Nepal, and of course the Film Wiki community. So here are the logos: Wiki Love Africa, Wiki Love Folklore, Wiki Loves SHEI, Mathli Wikipedians, and CIS A2K, and Film Wikipedia. So these are the pictures of what we are doing. These are the photographs of online session, in-person sessions, and recently our film Wikipedia, with the help of Bill Wikipedians user community, we organize this national event.
We organized last December the Wikicons Philippines conference, and we would love to do that again, but this time it is a regional conference. Perhaps ECL can host that, the first Commons conference.
Yes, we are really seriously thinking, like, we have conferences around the Wikidata, Wikipedia and everything, but we don't have any commons related conference. So we are seriously thinking about that. And we are right now in the ideation process. So we encourage you to come participate with us and exchange your ideas. So yeah, and we are also available on social media. So this is our Telegram user Telegram group. You can join. This is our Instagram and Facebook page. You can take a picture so that you cannot forget, and you can join at any time. This is again a QR code, and I just wanted to know who takes this picture, beautiful picture. There is no, credits. So, but yeah, everyone is using this. Is very nice picture. It's not picture, it's a GIF, but yeah. Thank you. This is my contact. Whether you can contact me. And thank you for showing that light. Thank you. And by the way, after this section, maybe there is one more presentation. So maybe two more presentations. So if we get the time, like we will start as soon as possible and come back within the time for the photo. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for Shreyas and Irfin for presentation about commons. Ian Gordon, the image, the impact of the commons photography, user groups activity and partnership on global knowledge sharing. So we're going to move to the next presenter, Kanya. So Kanya who will be discussing about writing a wiki blog in a university and encouraging students engagement on Wikimedia projects. So when we are waiting. Maybe we are going to have Q&A sessions in to our previous presenter. Are there any questions? Okay, so we're going to move to the next presenter.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Oh, no, afternoon, yeah. It's still afternoon, yeah. I'm having a little bit of disconnect, yeah, with bahasa Indonesia and also English, yeah. In Indonesia, we say selamat sore right now, yeah. Selamat sore. But in English, we should say it's still good afternoon, yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kanya. I'm Wikimedia Indonesia member and also Universitas Brawijaya Wiki Club advisors. So today I will present to you a topic related to creating a wiki club. Yeah, not as students, as I'm no longer students. Yeah, but as the advisors. Yeah, because I work as in a public university as a lecturer in Brawijaya, Universitas Brawijaya in Malang, East Java, Indonesia. Yeah. So please next. Yeah. Okay. So this is common sense world. Yeah. It's just a little bit reflections. So can we really use Wikipedia in school or university? Yeah. We can, yeah. Can lah, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, obviously we can. This. So a survey in Australia said that about 87.5% of Australian students have used Wikipedia. Yeah, and also from other usage as well, we can see that Wikipedia has been used extensively in schools and universities, basically around the world. Yeah, and as I said before, the majority of students in Australia and also in other regions, other countries also use Wikipedia. And about 24% of Australian students found it very helpful for their assignments. Yeah, for example, like they usually use the Wikipedia to get an introduction to a topic or probably for clarifications for information gathering and research. And it's also what I found as well in my university that actually a lot of students already use Wikipedia on a daily basis. But the question is how we could turn them into contributor, into an active editor in Wikipedia and Wikimedia projects and other Wikimedia projects. Next, please. Okay, so first, there are some key benefits, obviously, within the using of Wikipedia in higher education institutions. So, for example, it is improving digital literacy. So, the literacy of how to access and how to assess the informations on the internet, how they could use the resource responsibly, and how to recreate and also rewrite them, yeah, and also write their own work in their own language, yeah, and then improving writing and research skills, how they could improve their own writing skills, and also it's free and open knowledge. Basically, Wikimedia and other Wikimedia projects is open knowledge, and also the participatory and also collaborative and democratic principles of Wikimedia is also very beneficial. It's also complementary to higher education institutions. However, yeah, this is what I found in Indonesia, yeah, especially. There's still a negative stigma related to the usage of Wikipedia because people tends to think that Wikipedia is not credible, yeah, not a credible source, and then everyone can edit it, so it's prone to vandalism, yeah, even though it's not really the case, yeah, because as we have seen over and over again, Wikipedia could be compared, yeah, to other encyclopedias, and it's, yeah, quite have the similar quality to other encyclopedias such as Britannica, and also we also have so many volunteers and editors and also administrators that manage Wikipedia articles. Yeah, so so they could manage the quality and credibility of the articles. And then the second challenge is related to lack of skills. So students actually, what I found in my experience, they rarely use tertiary sources such as encyclopedia. They don't really know how to use encyclopedia anymore. Yeah, we don't really teach them how to use encyclopedia. And also students are very poor in paraphrasing and summarizing informations. Because nowadays it's easier to use AI, yeah, or online tool to paraphrase everything, yeah. So it's easier to just use the online tool rather than manually doing it. And then the third one is misperception. Yeah, so teachers and also professors often forbid students to use Wikipedia in any situations. Yeah, no exception at all. Yeah, so the Wikipedia itself is seen as a threat to traditional model of knowledge production. Although it's not like that. Yeah, although as we have seen here, we have seen countless evidence before. We see that. Wikipedia could be compatible, yeah, could be really complement the higher education, could really help the students to improve their skills. Next. Okay, so this some of the steps that I try to change the perception, the negative stigma, especially in Indonesia and also in my university. So first, I introduce Wikipedia as open knowledge. Yeah, I introduce Wikipedia as the commons, yeah, the digital commons that everyone basically can use, can distribute, and also can access the knowledge, yeah, the information and the resources in it. Yeah, so basically we have shared ownership, yeah, or collaborative partnership with everyone in Wikipedia. And also it's also part of Wikimedia movement, yeah, and it's part of open knowledge movement as well. And then I also try to promote the use of the Wikipedia library. Yeah, as you may know, the Wikipedia library has countless, has hundreds of access to online database, and it's actually very helpful for the students and also the lecturers to access them. Yeah, and it's actually complement the university libraries. Yeah, so basically it's not competing. Yeah, it's complementary. And then the third one, I try to help them to read, review, and edit the Wikipedia. I basically make a little bit of editathon in the class. Yeah, so I ask my students to read and review Wikipedia articles. I ask them to read the credibility of the Wikipedia articles and then improve it by editing them. Next. And then yeah, finally, we're going to talk about the Wiki Club. Next. So basically, this Wiki Club, we have some collaborations with Wikimedia Indonesia Education Team, yeah. And based from that collaboration, we made several activities, yeah, related to Wikimedia introductions, yeah, in international relations students through WikiGap and also through guest lectures. And then finally in October 2023, we finally established the Universitas Brawijaya Wiki Club. Yeah, and currently from November 2023 till currently we have two main activities. The first one is Wikipedia training or Wikilati, and the second one is regular meetups or Kopdar. Next, please. Okay, so for the overview, so basically, Wiki Club in Universitas Brawijaya is part of International Relations Laboratory. Yeah, so most of the members are also the laboratory assistant. Yeah, so we currently have 21 members, including myself too. And also about around 5 activities, yeah, from 2023 to 2004. We have 36 new accounts and 39 new articles and 25 articles developed. Next, please. So we have two Wikilati, yeah, or Wikipedia training that we conduct in relations with Universitas Brawijaya and also with ISET Global Volunteer Program. So basically, we try to introduce the Wikipedia training to more people, yeah, not only to international relations students, but more students in Universitas Brawijaya and beyond. Next. Okay, so and also we have regular meetups, or we call it Kopdar. We made it 3 Kopdars so far, and the last Kopdar in March 2024 is coincided with Wiki Women Month. Yeah, so it's within the activities of Wiki Women Month of Wikimedia Indonesia. Next. Okay, so some key challenges that I found while managing the Universitas Brawijaya Wiki Club is that it's very difficult to maintain and motivating members, yeah, motivating members and also converting the participants of our training to members. Yeah, so basically only a few of them are active, yeah, at the moment. So we tried some of the methods or some of the ideas. Next, please. To help us to increasing the motivations and also participations. So first, we try to increase our exposure in social media through our Instagram account, and then we also try to recruit new members. The new members will be the recruitment of new members will be at the beginning of the academic year to boost our human resources and also active contributors. Yeah, so we try to engage with the new students to become our contributors and also collaboration. So we are open to collaboration with other local or regional user groups and also Wikimedia projects communities, and we try to increase the participation and establish close relationships with them. Yeah. So with this, basically with these 3 strategies, we hopefully could increase our visibility, could increase our ownership of the Wiki Club, yeah, and also increase the motivations of the members. Okay, next. So you can follow our Instagram account. Yeah, it's still very new account. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. I will add my presentations here.
Okay, thank you, Kanya, for very interesting presentation. So we're going to move to the last presenter would be Renge discussing about burnout experience of Taiwan LEM program. So it's yours. Wow. Are you sure you want to listen in a story about famine? If you don't want, we still have 5 seconds to run away. Okay, let's start. Yeah, next. Okay, the story is beginning from the last year, 2023. The Ministry of Culture find us to say they want the culture of Taiwan become more international. So maybe they can ask the museum, which supervised by them, work together with us to contribute some articles in the Wikipedia, especially in English, not in Chinese Wikipedia, because they want international, right? So when we got this mission, we start to design the flow. Please next. So this is our plan. The first step, they can figure out what the target number of the articles. So how many articles the Ministry of Culture want, and there's over 1,000 articles totally about, so I feel some worry about. I told them it seems like a little too many, but they don't believe. They told us, just try, just try. Okay, so in the second step, we asked each museum to create a list what articles you want to create. Then we help them to creating and publishing a project page on Chinese Wikipedia and also in English Wikipedia. Then we have some workshops to training the staff, the researcher in the museum to learn how to edit Wikipedia. Then the last step, if their article passed by the draft reviewer in Chinese Wikipedia, that means it's qualified. Then they can try to translate from Chinese to English and also put in the draft page in English Wikipedia. We think it's a perfect fine, but the next page, please. But something happened. First things we don't think we have never seen that will happen. The first is okay. We in the beginning we just planned for workshop, and because Taiwan we usually divide into 4 areas: North Taiwan, South Taiwan, Middle Taiwan, and the East Taiwan. So we think each area we can have one workshop. Then the participant will be the seed teacher. They can go back to their museum and teach their workmates, but they don't think so. When they're back to their museum, they just forgot what I have taught. So what I told. So let's see the first question. We need host more and more the workshop. And the editing plan also lack of strategy because most museums don't know the role of Wikipedia. So I remember some of them want every room, every part of their museum can be a virtual article in Chinese Wikipedia. That's impossible, right? And also, they have more and more low quality articles and be rejected again and again. Then the researcher thinks, what's wrong with your Wikimedia? Why you reject my article, my draft? Yeah. And the community also feel tired. Why you always send us so bad, so low quality draft? So next page. So in the end, we find these 3 problems is the basket. The first one is as I said, as I told them, it's too many articles. 1,000 articles. They think we have 50. We have 20 museum participate in, and they have 18 months to do that. It should be successful. It should be they can do that, but actually
think they think it's too easy. They think that's too easy. So too many. And also they have some cultural difference and also have some internal issue of the community. Also, we can get the next. Okay, the too many is the main reason of our title, why we burn out. Because we have a lot of work we need to do, so that will make everything everyone too tired and everything can be complex. So why that happen? Because the supervisors, the Ministry of Culture, they don't understand us, and also they think maybe we can find some pay editor. Then they can help us to do the things faster and faster. But actually, no. Most of editor they found is also nearby in Wikipedia. We need to translate, not translate. We need to train them again. And also, they want to show their determination. When every time I told them it's impossible, they will say, I don't believe you. We need to set a high goals, then we can reach them. We can reach that. So they don't believe us. Next. And also we have 5 cultural difference. Wikipedia will follow the wiki principle and the guideline. So we can take community consensus as a whole. But the museum staff always reviewed by the supervisor and scholar. When we reject their draft, they will say, but it has reviewed by who? Reviewed by supervisor and scholar, and they don't know the role of Wikipedia. And also, there's some other difference, but I think the most important is the last one. Road adjustment is common for Wikipedia communities. If we find the goal is too hard to reach, then we can change. We can have our lesson learned, and we can change our speed. We can find the other way to make things better. But it's hard. It's hard for them to change in the project. They need a lot of paperwork. They need to sometimes the money they have paid. They want to know how to get back and out again. So that will make everything. I can see that will be value in the future, but we can stop them. Okay, next page. And also, I think not every question is outside of communities. Also, internal issues. For example, Wikipedia, sometimes we have different thinking about their drafts. Some reviewers think it's okay, and some reviewers reject everything. And also, English Wikipedia hurt us because when they get too much drafts in there, and they don't want to see any resource, not in English. They don't want to see any references they don't believe the reference in Chinese, and they even the So that's the last slide. The third is the more things we have learned in this lesson. The first is we should in any cooperating projects, we should keep the Wikimedia community remain in the leading role. If we let our partner to be the role, they will make things, yeah. Okay, and the second point is don't believe this sentence. We just have it a try. Okay, when Wikipedia says we just have it a try, you can believe them. But if the museum told you that, don't believe that. Just stay firm and cool. Just reject all the unreasonable requests. Just told them it is impossible. Then you won't be valued in the future, and you still need to be firm, be cool if you don't do that in the beginning. And also sometimes failure was under control, maybe beneficial for communication. That means if I have another chance to do this again, maybe I'll ask them just give one museum and the 10 articles, and we try maybe 3 months. Then I don't think they will. They can calculate. They can finish the goal. They can reach the goal. I don't think so. But it's an under control value because I can host another workshop and to help them to finish the project in time, and I will tell them you make things too hard. Just the whole time your goal. Okay, the most important lesson learned just like this, and I'm finished. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Enrique, for bringing up the presentation about burnout. So we're going to move to the next session, Q&A session. So please feel free to ask any question to our amazing presenter. Are there any questions?
No, she's not there. Okay, is she there? No?
Thank you very much. But are there any questions to our thesis presenter? Thank you. Thank you, Rick, for your presentation. It is very meaningful and useful to have a use case like this to learn what happened, how come some partnerships do not take place successfully. And I've got no question for you except for one. Can I use your use case for future reference? When we want to share the experiences with other grant Wikipedians, for example, so that the other future Wikipedians get involved with partnership activities, we have a higher success rate for the future. When we use this case. Thank you very much. So,
hello. Hi. So, I think I go with okay, hi. I am Robert, Roski on English Wikipedia. It should mean something because I'm also a ESC reviewer on English Wikipedia. And what Rick say about the English Wikipedia not mm, not not welcoming enough to the onslaught of drafts on English Wikipedia. There's some truths to it, but at the same time, I would like to clarify is that the not welcoming is because it was a onslaught of, and say, low quality drafts. The earlier drafts that they were submitted was actually quite good, and they passed without much issues. It's the later drafts that were declined. And it was raised over and over again on our discussion board, on our project page, right? So what happened is that we tried to reach out to the project itself, the project page. We tried to reach out to Rick as well and stuff, and it does so happen to end on that note. I believe it's not that also we don't trust the Chinese sources. I myself, I can understand Chinese, 我会讲中文，我也会写，也会了解。But at the same time, not all of the English Wikipedians are Chinese literate. So it only falls on a few of us to do the reviews, and it end up having all of us declining because of poor quality. So that's that. And if there are future such projects, I believe with much more, I think, training and business experience will be, I'll say will be a better collaboration, even though it started off as a one-way kind of thing. But the community is aware of such projects now. That's all I can say.
Okay, I need apologize because I didn't short my slide, my speech, so I just use an easy sentence. But I think English Wikipedia is still good. It's still friendly, but actually our project make the reviewer feel confused, feel tired, feel a little like DOS. So I can understand you, but that's an easy way to end the story. I mean, add on. Thank you.
And maybe that would be the last questions. Okay, I think we're going to close this session today. And thank you very much for attending this session. And I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our esteemed speakers for sharing amazing presentation, and all of you for your active participation and engagement. So for this, we're going to have a photo walk if you want to, and that may be the last, the end of our day two conference. So thank you very much, everyone.
Please gather by 6 o'clock at the level 3. Sorry, level 2 for the live community session. Good night. And dinner.
Not level 14. Rooftop.
Oh, sorry, we'll talk then. By 6 o'clock, 6 until 9.
And those who are interested in photo walk can join us and we will try to come back within the time. Okay.